What's today's question?
How do you get started exercising when you are sedentary?
Oh. Hello, Zippies. Ready to raise your vibration?
I'm ready. That's at the most difficult time. Just getting started is the most difficult. And even if you're in an exercise routine, getting started is the most difficult thing. Just getting out the door to go do a run.
Each time?
Each time, every time. I can certainly empathize with getting in a rut of not exercising. And how do you get started?
From scratch.
From scratch. If you've been sedentary, how do you get started?
And if you've never exercised, or if it's been many, many years.
Right. Don't underestimate the small things that you can do. You know, just a little bit, just if you can only walk 10 steps,
then that's what you should do.
Walk 10 steps. If you can only clap. Any movement is exercise, and it's based on your level of what your body needs. Everyone's body needs them to move.
You've got to keep moving.
And you know your body better than anyone. If 10 steps is all you can do, then 10 steps it is. Next week you'll do 12, and it just builds upon itself. That's the same for any exercise routine. A bodybuilder and working out 7 days a week, you know that's the formula. I mean, you've just got to start somewhere and build upon that. The results are amazing. It's just a matter of the starting point. Wherever you are is the perfect starting point for you. Just get out there and start doing something. Walking, running, doing sports is a great way. When we're playing tennis, it's not like I'm going to the gym and gonna run my 3 miles and be done. You know, it's just something that I'm having fun doing, and you don't even realize you're getting so much of exercise and a workout until you get home and you've got that sore feeling in your muscles.
Getting out of the car after tennis, it's hard.
It's that good feeling.
It's a good feeling. Your point is perfect. Everybody got where they are by starting where they were.
Right.
So I think in anything in life, you look at a successful business and you say, oh, that business is so big, it's so successful, they make so much money, they travel all over the world, do whatever they want. They started out with one step. They started out, every journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Right.
And the same thing is with exercise. So if you look at, this amazing Adonis couple that's making these beautiful exercise videos, which, is not us. Sorry, honey. It might be him, but it's not me. We are ordinary people that have exercise in our weekly routine. It is a part of what we do, and it has been for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. We have made sure that we have fitness as part of our lives. You hear such crazy things. I need to lose weight before I can exercise. There's always something you need to do before you can do the thing you need to do. You're a big fan of Herschel Walker.
Right.
Herschel Walker was huge about just using what you have.
Push-ups, sit-ups, and sprints.
His exercise routine was based on himself. So to say, well, I'll start working out when I can afford a gym membership. No. In the space that you're sitting, in the space that you have in your apartment, or the street, the city street you live on, or the country road you live on, you can move your body. If you can move your body, you need to keep moving your body. There are people who can't. So do it for them, because they would love to be able to do it.
Right.
But come up with a reason. Do you want to talk about Herschel Walker a little bit?
Yeah, he was really inspiring to me as a kid. He was amazing, and I bought his book and I read his book. His older sister could beat him in sprints, and that really got under his skin. His sister was an amazing runner, but it was really a goal of his to beat his sister in running. And one of his coaches gave him the advice to just do push-ups, sit-ups, and sprints. Well, he came back the next year, and his coach could not believe the amount of muscle that he had put on. It really started there, and I believe he still does that. In his 50s, he is in amazing shape. I mean, he does push-ups, sit-ups, and sprints, and it has worked out great for him. I mean, he's hit the weight room too, you know, when he was in college and things. For the backbone of his workouts is those push-ups, sit-ups, and sprints did it for him.
And I think he worked with what he had, so
Yeah.
he wasn't one to, certainly he didn't grow up with a gym membership. I mean, I talked to somebody and it was like, yeah, I really want to get started working out, but I'm going to have to join that iron tribe. I'm thinking about joining that iron tribe. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. It's really expensive, and that's fine if that's the route you want to go. But throwing money at your fitness is not the answer. You've got to fix it between your ears. Fitness starts between your ears. For me, it was a dream of mine to want to go to the gym. I always wanted to want it. I didn't want it to be so hard, to be such a struggle to get myself to get going. I pictured this really active lifestyle. I use visualization to obtain everything I want. And one of the things I wanted was to really want to go get fit. I didn't want to go get fit like a prisoner. I didn't want it to be like something I didn't want it to do. I wanted to desire it. I wanted to love it. I wanted to love being in the gym.
Right.
And I can honestly say I love being in the gym. When I walk in the gym, which is this itty bitty tiny gym over our tennis club, and I'm usually the only one there, and I love that very much. And it is like my little sanctuary, super early in the morning, and it's me and the elliptical machines and the free weights and the other weights that I use. How did I get there? I had to have purpose behind my workout. Rather than think, well, I really want to look good in my clothes. That is definitely a benefit of being fit. I wanted to be healthy, fast on the tennis court, and I wanted to be a good sailor. I want to be able to work those winches and be strong. I want to be able to snorkel all day and then still have fun and get fixed up and go dinghy in and have dinner. We kind of laugh because we work out extra hard leading up to our vacations because we have such active vacations. But that's the lifestyle that I wanted. I did not want a sedentary lifestyle. I wanted an active lifestyle. And I saw myself in an active lifestyle. I do love being there. And if for some reason I can't be there, then I'm really disappointed. I make sure that tennis isn't my only fitness, that I'm actually hitting the gym 2 or 3 times a week.
How to get started exercising when you're sedentary. For me, it's really about setting some goals because I consider myself active, but it's real easy to slip into a week goes by and I haven't exercised, 2 weeks goes by, a month goes by and I haven't exercised, and I don't like that. That's not good for me. For instance, a few years ago, I set a goal to run a marathon. I had never run past a 10K before, and that 10K had been quite a while. That was quite a goal to set out, but there was plenty of information online to read about it, and I actually found a really good marathon plan that I worked. And
Mario Bacchus?
Yes.
Yeah, we'll put that link in the comments below too, for it in the description.
It wasn't a free plan. You had to pay a little something for it, but it was well worth it. He had several different plans based on how many hours you want to run the marathon. He had a beginner's plan, advanced plan. Mine fell not extremely beginner. I chose to do like a 4.5 hour or under marathon. Somewhere in the training, I felt like the training was going real well. I increased my goal to a 4-hour marathon. Ended up running the marathon in about 4 hours and 13 minutes. The point is that when I set that goal and then I had a plan mapped out, and this is not your typical marathon plan, for me at least it wasn't. It was 3 days a week, which sounds pretty doable, and it actually was doable.
After work.
It was. When I got home and had to do that run, I was going to do it immediately, get it done. Even if I was tired at the end of the day, I said, you know what, it doesn't matter. A marathon is hard, and this is just going to prepare me even better. And I believe it did prepare me even better for the marathon, because I was tired, a little bit dehydrated when I got home. Doesn't matter. I can still do it, and you can still do it too. I promise you.
That was an amazing plan you used.
It was.
The process was fascinating to me. They had you sprinting and running different lengths, and they never had you run a marathon. You never ran a marathon. They had you run a half marathon, but they never had you go over, what was it, 23 miles?
Right. I think the farthest I ran was 23 or 24 miles on one of my runs, but you work your way up to that. During the week, I would do some more moderate running that would take 30 minutes to an hour per run. And then on the weekends, I would do my long run. Those started off, maybe an hour. Then you worked your way up to about a 3.5 hour run. If you're sedentary, it doesn't matter. The exercise starts today. But any amount of exercise that you do is worthwhile. I'm not on a specific exercise plan right now, but I get in some sort of exercise 3 days a week. Whether that's playing tennis, I'll count that as my exercise. If it's running, I count that. Do some push-ups and sit-ups, I count that.
When I say today's an exercise day, it's happening for me, and you always go along. I mean, you'll either go to the gym with me or you'll go on a run by yourself.
Right.
How to get started exercising when you're sedentary is a lot about mindset. It's also a lot about energy level. If you're saying, how do I get started and I don't feel like it, and I really don't have the energy, where does the desire come from? Where does the ambition to do it come from? I think there are things you can do to improve your desire and your ambition. Going to bed a little bit earlier. It could be trying to get more fruits and vegetables and lean meats into your diet. One night I was at a sport funk class, and I noticed I was sluggish. I was right out of college, and I noticed that I was not really doing that good in the class. I felt really sluggish, and I was pushing myself, but it wasn't fun because it was hard and it just didn't feel good. I noticed because I had had fast food, it made my workout sluggish. And a good workout is a workout that feels good. It's not hard.
Right.
I mean, sure, you're pressing yourself, but it actually feels good to press yourself. And how to start exercising when you've had a sedentary lifestyle means that you probably don't know that it doesn't have to be awful. You look at somebody that's exercising and you might think, I'd really like to be that guy, but it seems so awful to have to go do that.
Right.
And do I want to really spend my time doing that when I could be spending my time doing these other things? I'm telling you, you will feel so good and you'll never look back. The way to get there, though, is to visualize yourself being fit. So if you visualize yourself in your best light, in your skinniest jeans or whatever, playing tennis or softball or volleyball or whatever your sport is, and looking fit and feeling fit, and picture yourself with a lot of energy, just picture yourself in your best light. Hold that vision of yourself at least 17 seconds every day or several times a day, and you'll get there, because you will be walking and you'll have a buddy that wants you to go do golf, and things will open up for you. But I think the very first thing is to start thinking about it. Start thinking about yourself as fit.
Right. And I think it's also key when you're starting out and you've been sedentary is to not overdo it, because I think a lot of us, and I'm guilty of this, a lot of you are probably in the same boat, and you go to the gym and you just give it everything you've got, and oh buddy, yeah, you're not going back, because
right,
that
it was awful.
is too painful.
Right.
It's too painful. It's got to be a ramp up, because
right. Baby steps.
You cannot,
Dr. Leo Marvin.
You cannot jump in there like a weekend warrior and just
right.
boom. You could hurt yourself actually, and then you won't be back. You
won't want to go back.
You'll have the recovery excuse, and then you'll recover, right. and then you won't be exercising and you'll say, I tried that and it didn't work. Well, guess what? There are ways to just ramp in, ease in slowly, and it's going to be a lot more comfortable, a lot more enjoyable. And the bottom line is, if you stick with it, that's what matters. It's the consistency that matters. It's not even necessarily how much you do, it's more about consistency.
How often?
Because if you can do it, if you can do 3 days a week consistently over 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that is huge.
You're going to be so far
That's
ahead.
so much better
of the game
than
for
even
most people.
so much better than even spending 1 year and being a professional bodybuilder, and then you spend the next 49 doing nothing.
Gosh, that was a good point.
That's
Yeah.
no good.
That was a good.
You're
no good. No good. That's a great point.
So,
That's a great point. Sustainability.
yeah.
That's one thing that I'm really big about, because like sometimes I have extra energy at the end of my workout. You might say, well, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. That may be true, but I will not stay longer. I mean, maybe 10 minutes longer or 20 minutes longer. And when we're at the beach and we're on vacation, we will work out a couple times while we're down at the beach. And yeah, I'll usually do an extra 15 minutes because I want to and because I have the time and we're there. I purposely keep my workout routine to 50 minutes. So it's 30 minutes on the elliptical. And this is when I'm at the gym. This is not when I'm doing hills or other types of exercise. But when I'm at the gym, I do 30 minutes on the elliptical machine on level 11. And then I'll do some weights, some free weights, some cable weights, and then some yoga.
Yeah.
And some really good stretching at the end. And that's my routine. And so I purposefully don't do extra, even if I feel like it, because I want it to be sustainable.
Right.
And if I make it longer, then there's an excuse. I can't go because it takes too long.
Right.
If I make it too hard, there's another excuse. I don't want to go because I don't feel good after. So you definitely want to have a sustainable routine. And I think your point of not overdoing it is huge, especially at the beginning. But even after it's a lifestyle. It is not a kick. Fitness is not a kick. There is no such thing as a fitness kick. Is a fitness kick a fad, like I'm going to take up making rugs? How long are you going to really make rugs, right? I mean, you're going to be a rug maker for the rest of your life? So, no, but you're going to do this for the rest of your life because fitness is a lifestyle. Fitness is why you are going to look at yourself 10 years from now. You're going to look back at you, this right now in this minute, and you're going to say, thank you. And one of the things I do while I exercise is I actually visualize Holly 20 years from now. And you wouldn't believe how hard it is to picture me 20 years from now because I really don't want to look any older. But Holly 20 years from now looks back at me and says, thank you. And I say, you're welcome.
Right.
So, and I can look back at Holly, and I do think about Holly from 10 years ago and 20 years ago, and I say thank you because you've given me this amazing opportunity and this amazing life. So you've got to start somewhere, and I love your comments at the very top, and that is do whatever you can. Do whatever you can. It doesn't have to be what your neighbor's doing.
Start somewhere.
Just start somewhere. We're not talking about running a marathon today, but we're talking about getting up and walking around. That's the biggest thing, walking. Just walking.
Right.
It doesn't have to be anything that big. And then your walk gets brisker. And if you want to be a runner, be a runner. If you don't want to be a runner, jump on the elliptical machine. I love the elliptical machine. And by the way, when I started using the elliptical machine, it was 12 minutes on level 3. So everybody's got where they are by starting where they were.
Right. It's fun to achieve goals, and you can absolutely do that. No matter where you are, there's goals to be achieved.
You can do it.
So
you can do this.
you can.
And if you need to rewatch this video and have us say, you can do this, then we'd be happy for you to do that. And we'd be really happy if you would subscribe and hit the bell on our channel so that you'll be notified by YouTube of future uploads.
Give us a thumbs up. We'll see you next time on Zippy Vibe. Hope you have a Zippy Vibe day.
ZippyVibe.com is where you submit your questions.